This is GJRB.
GJRB News, I'm Gary J. Russen. U.S. military is on the top of the news today as North Korea and submarine activity has been escalating. So far, the North Koreans have international ballistic missile launched last month. In defense of officials, CNN on Monday said the ejection test examined missiles in a cooled launch system. The pressure propels the missiles and the launch carrying canisters into the from the air and ignite. The submarines are submersible, and the barge would launch the missiles carried out by the North Koreans. We'll keep an eye on that story. Dianne Feinstein said this past weekend that Donald Trump fires Robert Mueller. That will mark the beginning of the end of his presidency. She stated the Democrats declared on weekend that if President Trump were to fire him, that would be the end. Mueller attempted in May, after what was appointed in May, as Trump fired James Comey as the FBI director and has been tasked for moving forward in the FBI's investigation into the Russian interference in 2016. The report states that if were to fire the Attorney General, no one can fire him except in a general session. Once again, Trump, James Comey was fired and he was appointed, and now he cannot be fired. News you don't get anywhere else. GJRB News on the Hour. I'm Gary J. Russen at the GJRB News Desk. This is GJRB News.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy.
And this is GJRB News. President Trump's headline-grabbing communications director is firing him. Anthony Scaramucci was shown on Monday. He was fired after 11 days on the job. As a retired Senator John Kelly took command of the White House, staff moving swiftly in the post and order of the West Wing, grabbing for weeks of this fighting going on. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said they will not confirm that Kelly's personally request Scaramucci's removal, but she made it clear that the former Homeland Security Secretary now has full control of the staff. Let's take a look at the stock market report this hour, and under the GJRB CNN stock ticker, the Dow Jones Industrial Averages right now are up 81 points. The NASDAQ is up 8.55, and the S&P is up 5 points. Coming up this afternoon, we'll have more news, as you know, throughout the afternoon here on GJRB Online on Spreaker, during the Gary Russen Program, as we have news on the hour every hour, and news at the bottom of the hour every hour, the bottom and the top of the clock. Along with that, keep in touch with all the news, because when you need the news all day, you'll get it here on the Gary Russen Program, because this is GJRB's original news talk program. It's coming up next. I'm Gary J. Russen at the GJRB News Desk.
It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Russen, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945. On the next Swing Time.
Podcast available now on the GJRB Spreaker public site.
America's Tree Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Golds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites, too. At a brand new time, every third Saturday at 12 noon Central on GJRB. Next news at the bottom of the hour. Give Publix praise. You're covered and informed. Now it's time for the Gary Russen Program, discussing what's in the news, sports, and other things happening in the world. And now, you can talk to Gary live at area code 563-613-4260. In a sea of lies and deception, this is the beacon of truth on internet radio. This is the Gary Russen Program on GJRB.
Well, hello everyone. Hello everywhere. Welcome to the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online. We're on the air. We're back for August 1st, 2017, the first day of August. And I want a big happy birthday out there for my grandson, who is celebrating a birthday today. It is August 1st, and I want to say a big happy birthday to Alex Reese, and welcome and say a big happy birthday from GJRB and Grandpa Russen and GJRB Online here on Spreaker, as we are back on the air for another edition of the Gary Russen Program, right here. Yeah. Okay, well, I had an interesting joke earlier today, and we'll pass that along to you here in a minute. Kind of joked about, I don't know. See, I don't really have the, I wish I had the, I used to have a drum roll somewhere, but somehow it disappeared. I used to have it. It was gone. I kind of thought, well, maybe I still have it somewhere. And I thought, well, I could go back into YouTube, because I go in there all the time to look for stuff. And so we're going to sing that joke, and then we'll do it later, okay? Because I always like to use it and do the and do the drum roll thing, you know. So yeah, a joke is not complete without the drum roll. So I'll do that joke here in a little bit. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this stuff going on in the White House. I mean, what is this? I mean, look, aren't we getting kind of crazy here? I mean, you know, really, Trump, you know, all the governor, all the people of the world are watching you. If you don't realize that, they're watching you. And this is what's going on. They're watching us, and they're saying, you know, they're having a fight at the White House. They're having a fight. Look how many people got fired. Look how many people are jumped ship. Some on their own. Some were fired. Comey, that other guy, I can't remember his name now. Was it Lynch or what was his name? I can't remember. Anyway, look, all the guys are gone. Look at this. I mean, he just fired another guy here that I can't even pronounce his name. Is it Scaramucci? I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, Scaramucci, they fired him. The communication guy. They let go of him. I mean, this is like an episode of Dallas, or obviously Trump thinks that he is doing The Apprentice again. He's confused. He thinks he's doing The Apprentice from the White House. You know, I mean, this is crazy. I'm laughing at this thing going, does this continue? Yes, it does. And while Rush was saying earlier that it's starting to fade, but I don't know. I have my doubts about that. You know, I really don't know if it is fading. I really don't know. I couldn't tell. I really couldn't tell you, but it's ridiculous. It really is. I really like to know what they're thinking in Washington to continue this consistent fight when we have a threat going on right now. Yeah. Okay, there you go. I'll play that here in a minute. So anyway, well, we do have a threat, but that's not the joke. Oh, it could be the joke. We have a threat, but it's not a joke. We have Kim Jong-un from whatever that name of that town is and city and whatever that capital city's name is in North Korea. You know, the slant eyes dork brain over there with all his little toys. You know, he kind of reminds me of a spoiled child who's playing with all his toys. And if someone takes away his toys, he's gonna get all ticked off and blow us all up. You know, he reminds me of a cartoon character. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's usually one of those kind of, like the alien in the Warner Brothers cartoons. You know the one I'm talking about, the alien? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. You know, kind of like a real idiot, you know? And I just have to laugh at this whole thing because it's just getting plain freaking ridiculous. Because we have a bunch of crybabies in Washington right now. Just, it's just plain pitiful. And it just keeps on going. I really couldn't tell you, exactly how this all is going to end. But it could get worse. I don't know. But we need to keep an eye on North Korea. And we need to keep an eye because the enemies are watching. The enemies are watching. What do they say about keeping the eye on your enemy? Keep your enemies close. That's what it is. Keep your enemies close. See, what they're doing right now in North Korea is threatening the United States of America. He has intercontinental ballistic missiles headed towards New York. It can go as far inland as New York, or it can go as far and as Chicago. We can get that close. We just need to stop this football activity going on in Washington. Really need to. It's gotta stop. Coming up a little later on in the show, I'm gonna have to put it on explicit on one of our parts because I'm gonna play a recording by a woman named Dana Loesch. This woman, I think she works for The Blaze. She's one of Glenn Beck's people. But I'll tell you what, she brings it home and what she thinks about the leftist media and about the leftist liberals. I mean, she brings it home, folks. And I gotta tell you, last Wednesday, I was, we usually, once a week, go over and get some stuff. I was kind of waiting, and I was talking to my friend on the tablet, and to run some errands. I was talking to my friend on the tablet, and we were talking about this whole thing, because another guy that I don't really want to mention at this point, doesn't like me anymore. We were friends in high school. For some apparent reason, he labeled me a racist because I do not like, and I will always stand the fact that I do not like and do not trust the Muslims. I don't trust the Muslims coming into America and taking our money and just doing whatever they want, and destroying property and fighting. And well, she blames the leftists, and she blames the Muslims, she blames the definitely the left for what happened in San Bernardino a number of years ago. I'm gonna play you that. It'll boggle the mind. I'm telling you, it's straightforward. She doesn't play games here. She tells it like it is. And I'll tell you what, this woman is on fire because she is just fed up with the leftist media. She's fed up with what leftist liberals are controlling us, and it is getting really, really, really bad. So we'll talk about that coming up a little later on, as well as your comments. All you got to do is call me up. You got to pick up the phone, and I got the GJRB cell. I had just opened up my Skype. I haven't really announced that I was online yet, but I usually do that past a half-hour break. Also, you can get a hold of me by chatting with me on right here on GJRB's Spreaker public site. All you do is get in there and hit that balloon icon. It'll take you into our chat room. And you can type me a message. I'll read it on the air in real time and talk back at you. So that's another way to talk to me. So I hope you'll join me for the show. We got a great show lined up for you here on GJRB Online. And this is the Gary Russen Program. And I'll be right back.
Imagine one day to tune out on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows, back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is Michael J. Martin, and you're listening to the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online.
Yeah, you got it right here. I'm GJ Russen, and this is the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online. This is what happens, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad you could be with us today here on another great edition here on Tuesday, on our Tuesday show. And we've got a lot of stuff going on, so why don't we get started, and we're going to get into some of that see what's going on weather-wise in the news. It looks like there's a lot of heat coming back, especially in the West Coast. Heat alerts are now in place in parts of the West Coast, and limiting your time outdoors would be a good idea. Some of the areas, including up there my friend lives, Rachel Ozzy Jarvis, you're up there in Oregon, up there at Coos Bay. I mean, you're getting heat too. You're getting sweltered up there. Here's some of the temperatures. I mean, all from Seattle clear down to San Francisco, including Reno and down to Bakersfield. But the hottest spots I'm looking at are here. I'm looking at some of these right now. Look at some of the maps here. And some of the hottest spots right now include Baker City, 95 degrees. It's going to be 99 in Eugene, Oregon, 99 in Portland, 88 Seattle, Medford, Oregon, 111 expected. Going into some of the other areas, Twin Falls, Idaho Falls, 94, 95 degrees, 99 expected in Boise. So you're going to be under a lot of heat. You're getting some hot weather coming your way. And expected temperatures along down into California. Fresno, you guys are going to get 105 degrees for your temperature. Bakersfield, 104. Los Angeles, 87, 108 in Blythe. And San Diego, you are about the coolest at 78 predicted. And a lot of wind is carrying around a lot of heat. Here we go. Idaho, Montana, Oregon have a lot of major fires here going on, and out west. Now there's been a monsoon, some areas, but can't buy rain. But some areas, no rain at all. Dry conditions, fueling a fire, and there's a fire going on right now in Idaho, Montana, and Oregon. And there's a lot of really bad weather there. So, geez, man, be careful. I mean, look at that. I'm looking at the video right now. This is Southern Oregon. The fires are raging out there. They got some wildfires raging there. I mean, it looks bad. I'm wondering if, Rachel, I don't know, are you back on the air yet? If you're listening or if you're catching the program, give me a call. I would love to hear from you about that. Hey, how far are you from those fires? Give me a call on that later. I'd like to know, because I got a friend up in Oregon, and she and her husband, they live up in Coos Bay area, and I'm not sure if you guys are getting that kind of bad fires or not, but it really looks wicked, especially up and around Nevada. So watch it up there. I mean, that is looking dangerous. I'm looking at it right now, and oh boy, that's not looking good. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you and let you know exactly what fires. And then they had a tropical storm down in Florida. As a matter of fact, they had high winds last night. I believe it just pulled out of Florida. And it was a tropical storm. They named it Emily. So we're going to head now into weather on the 5s. And take a look at that. It was a tropical depression, and it departed Florida last night, named Emily, and it was bringing in the end of a lot of rainfall, and it had a lot of gusty winds. Emily will continue to bring some high risk to rip currents in much of the East Coast today. Meanwhile, all western states are under a dangerous heat wave occurring this week. And like I said earlier, it looks like it's going to be really interesting. And we got a call in on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Hello? Hello? Let me see if my speaker's on. Wonderful. Hello? Hello? False call. Okay. Try it again. All right, tell you what we're going to do right then is we're going to get ready for a break anyhow. We're going to be right back. I got to take a program break and be returning with more of the Gary Russen Program here in just a little bit here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Hope you're enjoying the program. Got a lot coming up, and we'll get into more of the weather. I had a call coming in, but the call failed. Apparently, either the signal died or something, but we'll wait and see what happens. We're going to be taking a program break anyway, and then we'll return with more of the Gary Russen upon us. And we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russen Program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russen Program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker. Reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russen Program on GJRB.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them, help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor in a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help. And we'll return. I got more coming up on the Gary Russen Program. I hope you'll stay with me. A lot of really good stuff on the way. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to invite you in and join the program. And also, we'll give you a program. We're going to give you a preview of the following hour. We got some really interesting to play for you by a woman named Dina Loesch. And this next segment is probably going to be kind of explicit, but uses kind of strong language. But she makes her point across, and we're going to talk. We're going to play some of those for you coming up in the next hour. So I hope you'll stay with me here at the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online, and we're going to do that right. But first, time to take a look at the headlines. And from the GJRB News Desk, some of the stories we're covering for you in the newsroom. A lot of activity going on over in North Korea as submarines are ejecting a test again. And their second intercontinental ballistic missile launch this month. Defense officials told CNN Monday that these tests are taking place, and they use air to get ready to launch and then the engines ignite. This is the third month now that they've shooten off these test missiles. Also, Dianne Feinstein said that if Donald Trump were to fire Mueller, it would be his last days in the White House. We'll have that story coming up as well. And all that coming up at the top of the hour. Gary J. Russen, GJRB News with this half-hour update.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online is up and coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says I'm a catch more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page. Join me for sports page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB. You never know when GJRB is going to be on the air. More programming, more often, on the internet, on GJRB. By a long shot, folks. It's only Diodato, 1972 instrumental version of 2001: The Space Odyssey. Walk it back. Gary J. Russen with you in the air chair on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Welcome back
to the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online, and we've got a really good shoe in remembrance of the great Ed Sullivan. Really good shoe. Just ignore some of that buzzing we have in our system. There's just nothing I can do about it. It just buzzes. There's nothing I can do about it. I probably could do something about it, but sometimes it's just, it's a result because I have my Roku box plugged into the mixer, and it creates a humongous buzzing to drive me up a tree. Just can't stand it. Anyway, welcome back to the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online here in Spreaker. And glad to give you aboard. And we got a great show lined up. And my one call earlier, I didn't get a chance to get back to you. It's usually hard breaks are busy. But told me about a joke about what do you call a train with a cold? A choo-choo. Yeah. Okay. That's I don't know. I have to think about that one. Lovely. Fabulous. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta set that a little bit of humor in there because, once in a while we need it, because, I don't know, I just like to do that once in a while. Anyway, that was pretty bad. But anyway, welcome back to the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online. You can give me a call if you'd like to give you a better joke. Area code 563-613-4260. Or, that's how you can participate in this show. It's very, very simple. And it's very, very fun. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? You're in. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is give me a line in area code 563-613-4260, or you can get on Skype, Gary.Russen. I'm gonna have that activated here for you shortly. Also, you can get in the chat room and give me a call there in the GJRB Spreaker chat room. And you don't talk to me on the air. If you don't want to talk to me, you can just text me while I'm on the air, and I'll talk to you. It's like in real time. If you have something that you like to talk about, and what I can do, I can answer you in real time. And it's real fun. What it is I'll see on the right side of my chat on my Spreaker mixer. I'll see it light up, and it will tell me that somebody's there. And then what I do is I just go over there and click it, and I can talk to you right on the radio while I'm on the radio. It's really cool. It's a live chat, and I use it. I have used it. When I had my friend out there in Oregon get a hold of me, and she talked to me on here, and you could be a part of it too. All you gotta do is give me a line, and when you leave me a message, like I said, it lights up. I go in and hit the chat button. I'll hit the chat button, and it'll come up right there. It's pretty cool. I like doing that, and it makes it so that I can talk to you while I'm on the radio. So you can do that, and we'll talk a lot about other things. What do you think about this whole bit that's going on at the White House? I mean, isn't it just like getting ridiculous? I mean, really, really outright ridiculous that we have an administration that, for no uncertain terms, likes to create chaos. Yeah, I'm saying chaos at the White House. You remember the TV series Get Smart? I don't have the theme to that, but I was going to use it for chaos at the White House. I mean, this is just like, we're getting to a point where what are we doing here? I mean, what's the point? Trump is wasting too much time doing battle with everybody, and why, I don't know. He's just sitting there, and we got stuff going on. We have missiles pointed at us from North Korea. So, I mean, why are we doing this? I mean, we have to concentrate on America and protecting America. This is not how you do it. This is not how you do it. And it really is starting to really irritate me. So we're going to talk about that today. And your opinions are all welcome here on GJRB Online. I'm always glad you could join me. I'm Gary J. Russen. Welcome to the Gary Russen Program. And this is our Tuesday show. And we do this now, as I told you before, every week we do the Gary Russen Program on a different day. Today, this week, but we're doing it on Tuesday. But usually within the week, another week, we might do it on a Wednesday. And then we might either do it on a Thursday. Sometimes on a Thursday, not always. But most importantly, we do the freestyle show on Fridays. And that's always a fun show to do on Friday. We do the Freestyle Friday edition, and it's usually wide open for a lot of stuff. So, I mean, just come on board. We'd love to hear from you today here on the Gary Russen Program, here on GJRB Online. And we've got a lot going on, got a lot of interesting things that we're going to talk about in the next hour. So we're going to play that for you. Dana Loesch, and she really is irritated with the way things are going in government. She's had it with the liberal movement, and she's going to talk about, and she's going to express her opinion. I have some recordings of her, and she is she's from the Blaze, and she really tells it like it is about the godless left. You ought to listen to this one. I mean, it'll make you mad. It does tick you off. I got to tell you that much. And we'll play that one for you and get your opinion on it coming up in the next hour. So I'm going to be making that more explicit. I have to put an explicit on it because I know the young ones will probably be listening, and I don't want to be playing that kind of language. She did kind of cover it up with little beeps, but she kind of uses some strong language in this. So, you know, if the kids are in the room, take them out, okay? Here we go. Other than that, we've got some more really interesting things we want to spread around to you, so I hope you'll stay with me all day with the Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And call me in the next hour, and we chat. This is a fun way to do radio. So, I mean, come on. This is where it's happening, man. So be aware of it. We got a lot of stuff going on. So I hope you'll stay with me. Gary J. Russen here on Spreaker. And this is the Gary Russen Program. And you can be a part of it. And I'd love to hear from you about things that are going on all around the nation. And in the last hour, we're going to open it up for, we know what we call it. Yep, non-stop talk coming up in the last hour. And we're really going to open up the lines and leave it to you. So if you're listening on Spreaker, call me on and we'll get you on the radio. And we'll chat about things that's in the news right here on the Gary Russen Program on GJRB.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA, listen, and enjoy.